Musica won you Caitlyn for. Absolutely ridiculous. She's a beast. The Hawkeye guard has become the new face at women's basketball. Right on the money. You never get tired of seeing that. KL. Clark has been making people pay since her freshman year in Iowa City. Caitlyn Clark, a player who needs no introduction. If you're a fan of the game of basketball, you're more than familiar with the fiery guard from Iowa. In just over 2 years, she has drawn millions of eyes to a new side of the sport, taking her hometown team at the University of Iowa and making them must-see TV. Here it goes. She hit it. The all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball. Caitlyn's been that rocket fuel that the WNBA has needed since its existence. Look at Clark. Yes, Clark's TT. Curry like are out there. People were podcasting about Caitlyn, writing books about Caitlyn, writing feature stories about Caitlyn before she had even played in the WNBA. I think it's just the style of basketball that I play, but also, I think people love the fire and the emotion that I have and the smile I always have on my face. To be honest, I don't get nervous for games 'cause, I just know this is fun for me. She hates to lose. She can't stand to lose. She's highly competitive, but I can just imagine what it would be like to be playing a game of Trivia Pursuit with her or charades or any type of game, because she's one of a few players. They can't stand to lose at anything. She started making her game with Iowa Appointment TV. I can't tell you how many times I had friends reach out. Hey, are you watching the game? And I would assume something else. They're like, no, Caitlyn, 3 o'clock ABC. And that's how you knew. Okay, we have something here. This is something special. When you become Appointment TV, you're on to something special. Thanks to the sponsor of this project. If you're a renter, I'd like to introduce you to Built. Here's the thing. We earn points on groceries, travel, and practically everything else we buy. But we also should be earning points on rent, one of our biggest monthly expenses. Built changed the game by letting renters earn high-value points on rent. Points you can use towards flights, hotel stays, fitness, memberships, and even your next rent payment. Let me put y'all on game. Built is a loyalty program that has been consistently ranked the highest value point currency by the Points Guy and Bank Rate. Built points can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, and even the ones you haven't even heard of. There are over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties around the world you can redeem your Built points towards. Points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment and unique experiences that only Built members can access. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, why not start earning points right now when you sign up for Built Rewards through the link in my description or the QR code on your screen? And make sure to use my URL so they know I sent music. You leaving the college game? As the all-time leading scorer and having led her team to consecutive Final Fours, Clark had built up a reputation as the face of the women's college game over the course of her career. By the end, Iowa's games had become some of the most viewed college basketball games of all time, with the Hawkeyes selling out every arena they played in. Tonight's game was the first time Northwestern's women's basketball has ever sold out Welch Ryan Arena. Kayla Clark. If you're watching by March of 2024, Clark would make her decision to pursue a new challenge, declaring her intentions to leave college for the WNBA. How do you feel about the next chapter? I think it's something I'm ready for, and that's why I decided to make this move. But also, this is the place I've known all my life. And that was the main reason of coming to the University of Iowa, is I wanted to play for my home state. I wanted to do something that really had never been done before. One, when you move into another, and certainly a step up, there's always the curiosity that what is it going to be like? She was this dominant in college. She captivated the audience so much. But could she still be as effective? Could she still knock down those shots? Can that exist in the pro game with bigger, more physical players? And so those were obvious questions that I think you have with almost every player with any league, is how does the game translate going from playing against people that you're kind of going to be stronger than, faster than. So the question was, how good can she be, right? Is she going to be a superstar in the WNBA? Or is she going to have to adjust her game? Despite questions surrounding how she would adjust to the pro game, there was one thing absolutely for certain. Clark would be the biggest draw of attention the WNBA had ever seen. And as the Indiana Fever won the 2024 draft lottery, a new era was about to begin again in the W. As soon as the Fever got the draft pick, I yelled and screamed and celebrated and just jumped around my lounge like it's a franchise-altering type of move. Ready for the 2024 WNBA draft. First time that we have sold tickets to this event. And guess what? It's sold out in 15 minutes. May, when you're like sitting at your table and obviously kind of knew what was going to happen, but you're sitting at your table with your family, you're still a little anxious, and then the commissioner comes out and calls your name. With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa. It's super special and super fun for my family to be there and enjoy that with me, and definitely shows that the hard work pays off. And I think more than anything, I'm just grateful. I think I told my mom this, I earned it. I earned this moment. I worked for it. To me, not only is it a foundational piece, I viewed this as the Fever just hit a home run. They got a future Hall of Famer, and they got something more than that. They got a player that moves the needle. And better than that, she is the needle. Whatever she does sets the tone for everything. And so to me, it felt like LeBron James, for example, was coming here. Evaluating Caitlin Clark has been a really interesting experience for me, because I had the opportunity to evaluate and draft Sub Bird, who I considered probably the greatest point guard that's played in the WNBA. So I've constantly compared Caitlin to Sum, and that's a great comparison. Her high basketball IQ immediately catches your attention. Her passing ability. When I look at somebody like Caitlin Clark, I think about the just shift in the impact of basketball. And so we have so many wonderful players on the Fever team already, and she's an additional piece of this puzzle. Fever fans, is Caitlin Clark. I can't wait to get to Indianapolis. I know you guys are excited. I am too. Go, Fever. I feel like I definitely feel the love. And honestly, I feel like I felt the love even before I was picked from the entire city of Indianapolis. So, I feel like I'm just really grateful to be coming to a place that, wants women's basketball to be so amazing, and continue to support it and to elevate it, and, are going to do things the right way and a first-class manner. And, for me, I didn't have really picked a better spot to start my professional career. It's incredible for us to have, the opportunity to have someone like her join our team. We established a great culture last year, and laid a great foundation, and at someone like her, and in all aspects, it just puts us in a whole different B again, I think. I think the thing about myself is, basketball-wise, everybody knows what I'm pretty good at. I love offense. Coach BL loves offense. That's what I thrived on my entire college career. So I say the passing, the shooting, the playmaking, but I love making people around me better. I think that's something that I bring, is just a winning mentality, and compete, really hard every single time I step on the court. Despite unmatched excitement for her arrival, things would get off to a slow start for Caitlin and the Indiana Fever, something that's to be expected during an introduction to the pro game, especially when her first game in the WNBA came only a month after her collegiate season. The biggest challenge for her became the lack of time off and the lack of continuity. The college season, what you're practicing every day for a month. Leading into the year, you're a couple behind closed-door scrimmages here. That you got right to it. Mark quickly gets it up court. That got it.
Biggest challenge that not many players have that same type of microchip. There's some, for sure, But I think the level where, where she's leading, First Take people are talking about her, where other places who haven't in the past even given much attention to the women's game are now all of a sudden, it's just, I always want to talk about Caitlin because we know this will generate traffic, views, clicks.
I give Caitlin a lot of credit. She really impressed me in the way she was mature beyond her years and always had the right answer and was always willing to prop others up. It very much reminded me here in this city of Peyton Manning, who was very professional, who was very well-spoken, who loved to talk about the game, but would also understand the greater impact that she was having on the league, on the city, on young boys and girls who aspire to be her. It was just remarkable, all the things that not only she did on the court, but she also had to put up with off the court and try to answer to.
As the season progressed, it was clear that Caitlin was getting more and more comfortable